So guys, that Springtrap reveal, huh? What's going on guys, Zombie Words here, and welcome back again to another video. Today we'll be discussing the reveal of Springtrap, also known as the animatronic, into Dead by Daylight. Before we get into this video, please be sure to leave a like on this video, and be sure to subscribe as well. I cover Dead by Daylight news and speculation. I just hit 2,200 subscribers, and I would love to see some new members on the channel to discuss DBD news with. So the reveal for FNAF has come by. We are getting Springtrap as the killer for Dead by Daylight. It's 100% confirmed now, which is amazing. We're also getting the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria as a map, which is original, yet inspired by the FNAF movie mostly, and as well as FNAF 1. And the map just looks absolutely amazing. I'll probably have like images on screen of the map. It looks really cool. You can tell that it's definitely inspired by the FNAF movie a lot, especially the logo on the front of the building. It also looks like it's going to be some sort of indoor-outdoor map, which is awesome, because I really like those sorts of maps. I was kind of scared it was going to be like a giant indoor map, but it looks like it is going to be an indoor-outdoor map. And I'm going to be honest, this reveal shocked me so much. The new killer, Springtrap, like I said earlier, is also known in-game as the animatronic. Fortunately, not the attraction. He looks really good. I mean, really good. It looks like they went with how he looks like in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, but altered it a little bit. I was scared they were going to like rip him straight from FNAF 3, and he was going to look like really out of place in Dead by Daylight, but it looks like they went with some original take of him based on FNAF 3, which is really cool. And it actually looks like that behavior has worked with Blumhouse. They introduced Matthew Lillard into the realm as a legendary skin based on his portrayal of William Afton in the FNAF movie, which is created by Blumhouse, which leads to possibility to future chapters I've speculated on before. One surprising thing that is a little disappointing that we've revealed in the stream is that we are not getting a survivor with this chapter. So we're not getting Michael Afton, we're not getting Vanessa, we're not getting a survivor for this chapter, which, you know, is for sure a bummer. However, getting official confirmation that Springtrap is the killer and he's coming into Dead by Daylight, as well as the iconic Five Nights at Freddy's map, is enough for me personally. I always viewed having Michael Afton as like the icing on the cake. You don't need the icing, but, you know, it makes things better. It is always possible survivors can be introduced in the future. They just started introducing survivors exclusively in collaborations with skins, such as the Witcher collaboration that was just announced. So it's possible that maybe FNAF can do something like this in the future. It's an easy way to add survivors into the game. It's much easier to add in like cosmetics than it is to add in a survivor with perks that affect the game very heavily. I'm just mostly surprised we didn't get a survivor with this chapter, because we usually always get a survivor and a killer for the anniversary, as well as a map. But I'm not entirely surprised because of how Michael Afton is kind of secretive on how he looks. I thought maybe this would be the first time we get to canonically see Michael Afton, but I guess we're gonna have to still wait. I just think if they're working with Blumhouse and getting like Matthew Lillard's William Afton into the game, we could have maybe gotten Michael Schmidt as a survivor, but you know, again, that's stuff that can always be corrected down the road. It's possible that Scott didn't want a survivor with this chapter for some reason, and they just went with that. I know a lot of people have been wanting Michael Afton in Dead by Daylight, so it is disappointing to not see him come into the game. So, I wanted to bring my attention to what we found out during this stream about Springtrap. First thing first, Trap might be dead. The legendary William Afton skin with Matthew Lillard clearly shows him wielding a giant knife, and I mean a giant knife. He's a big boy in this game. However, what a friend pointed out to me is that this screenshot of Springtrap, he appears to be holding an axe, or at least his posture looks as though he's holding one. You can't actually see what he's holding, but he kind of looks like he's hunched over and holding an axe. I'm not surprised if William Afton does have an axe weapon, but nothing of the reveal hints that he would have an axe recall ability like many of the leaks and rumors speculated about him having. I think it's entirely possible he's going to have an axe weapon, but I think the axe recall is a bit out there, and I just think it's dead. I mean, it looks like he's holding a knife in several images, including the one where he still is Springtrap. There also is another screenshot that's interesting because it shows a potential power that we've heard about in rumors before. In the Trap rumors, there was one part of it that I was quite fond of that I think was the most realistic, if anything, and that was there being a camera system with security doors that survivors can use against Springtrap. It seems like that is the case here. The survivors are stated to have a unique interaction against Springtrap, and it looks like the camera system is how it is going to work. I'm really excited about this because it's something I absolutely feel is FNAF, and out of all the rumors, this was the one I was the most hopeful for. It also is supported by the fact that in its trailer animation, it looks like it has some sort of like VHS security camera filter. Of course, this filter could just be like a reference to the aesthetics of the FNAF series. However, knowing that we do have security cameras as well as security doors, it seems more likely that it's because of that than it just being like a reference. And I also really hope that if we do use these security cameras against Springtrap, they don't just look super high quality like the Singularities. I hope they are like really hard to see through and they have that like FNAF VHS filter over it. Like it's like using a camera in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. An idea suggested to me by a friend of mine, Question Turkey, is that these security doors could possibly replace breakable walls for Springtrap, which I think would be really cool. I'm not 100% sure on how this would work on outdoor maps, and I'm pretty sure that not every map has breakable walls, but I think it's pretty easy to see the vision with like indoor maps and indoor-outdoor maps. But again, seeing this on like the swamp, I have to wonder how that would work, unless it's just like a map that Springtrap happens to be very bad on. Because it is pretty much confirmed that we are getting at least a security door mechanic. We don't know if the security camera is just part of the map, but we do know that we are getting a security door. It's entirely possible this could just be part of the map itself and nothing about Springtrap, but considering that Springtrap is supposed to have an ability that is unique and ties with the survivors very well, I think more than likely it has something to do with the security cameras. I also do want to bring up one more thing, and that is a interview that was outside of the stream. So there's an interview by Game Rant with Jason Guzzo, a game designer of behavior, and there was this really interesting quote that I think was interesting that ties to kind of Axe-Trap, but more specifically stuff that we don't know about Springtrap's power. The question is, what kind of player do you think will enjoy playing as Springtrap? And Guzzo says, "You're gonna hate my answer for this because it might sound generic, but I promise you it's not as generic as it seems. I think it'll appeal to most Dead by Daylight killer players because we found this space where different playstyles, projectile players, chase players, melee players, they can all find a way to make it work." They say it's the same philosophy they had with Dracula, which excites me because I love playing Dracula, and Vecna killers have like different powers. So it seems like Springtrap's going to have some sort of different multi-ability power. Now, what I found most interesting about it in particular was the reference to projectile killers liking this killer, which leads me to believe that Springtrap will have some sort of projectile ability himself, such as perhaps throwing and recalling his weapon like a certain rumor. But then again, it could literally be anything. He can like throw like souls or something at the survivor, I don't know. 100% he's gonna have some sort of jump scare ability, but I don't know what this projectile killers would like him ability hints to. It's clear that he doesn't have an axe, at least not as his main weapon, so what exactly would this mean? Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to compile everything we know about Springtrap and news going forward, but I just wanted to share my initial thoughts and observations with you guys. If you guys enjoyed, subscribe for more DBD news, and I'll see you guys next time. I am so excited.